What's up everyone, Alex here. Now I was in the gym today and I struck up this conversation with a local Georgian guy, a little bit older than me, just having a little chat about his business. He grows wine here in the countryside of Georgia, and he was an investment banker in London before, and learned a lot of interesting things about his business and the way he markets himself and the way he is considering what kinds of markets to sell his wine to around the world and that kind of stuff. And it got me thinking about how important it is to have the skill of being able to converse with strangers in the public sphere. And that brought me to the idea of social anxiety. And as you know from other videos that I've made and other articles that I write, I've suffered unnecessarily from social anxiety like so many other guys and so many other people around the world. And I had unnecessary social phobia in my teens and my 20s, and it held me back in so many ways, and it stopped me from doing so many things that I could have done that I was too afraid to do, or too afraid to do effectively in my younger years. And I'm still dealing with not being perfect socially, and it's still something that I feel like I'm on a journey on. But that's part of the reason why I wanted to make this video, because I want to talk about how I want you guys to join me on this journey of self-development and increasing confidence and finding success in life. And as you know from other videos as well, is that I don't tend to focus on anxiety too much. I don't like to make overcoming anxiety about trying to overcome anxiety. I know it sounds weird, but I find that the solution really to all kinds of mental issues, especially social anxiety, is not to consider yourself as someone who needs to have his problem fixed. It's more about, let's change our focus from I'm suffering, I need to find a cure for my disease, to I am going to commit to being a normal human who goes out into the world to find success. I think it's so important for a fulfilled, happy man in the modern world, a masculine man who knows what he wants, who has purpose, who feels fulfillment, feels a certain level of joy, to be able to extrovert themselves into the market, into the world, get themselves out of their front door. They need this skill of being able to approach a new person assertively, a new stranger, and have a conversation with them, glean knowledge from them, glean information from them, find mentors who can tell them what the journey ahead might look like so they can take important information back to their own development. Find people to do deals with, find people to exchange with, so that you can bring something back to the development of your own empire, the development of your family, the development of something tangible that you are building as a man. This is so important, the ability to go out there and interact with other human beings without being a nervous wreck about it. And I just wanted to make this video to really encourage you guys who aren't there yet on the social anxiety front. You've got too much unnecessary social anxieties that hold you back from being able to have conversations with other people and being able to make deals with other people and being able to sell yourself properly. This is something that we need to talk about, and I'm quite excited to really incorporate more of this into upcoming content. And I'm already developing a course whereby I'm helping guys with their confidence out in the street and that kind of stuff, developing social fearlessness and being able to better interact with people through a program of desensitization and ongoing exposure therapy. So do subscribe to hang on to more information about that. That's coming out soon. But I just want guys to be aware of the problem of allowing your social anxiety to sort of sit there and fester and not be cleared up, and to deny yourself as a man of what every man needs, which is the ability to go out and interact and exchange and do deals and trade and talk to and glean information from other people without completely being overwhelmed with nerves and fear and avoiding things like that entirely. And I find it a little bit concerning when you see guys who have committed to a life of sidestepping those things in life that could bring them fear, and instead choosing to live an avoidant life and a life of, as they call it, quiet desperation, as Henry Thoreau called it. And this is a sad thing. I think even if we choose to live an isolated life, as many men are choosing to do now, and are choosing to go their own way and be a bit more isolated and live in a cabin and avoid marriage and all this kind of stuff and avoid too much interaction and go off grid, so to speak, I still think that there is a duty in every man and every boy out there to be able to know at least that he's able to interact socially and not be overwhelmed by that social interaction. And this is something that I want to talk about more in this channel. I want to be able to help you guys figure out a way to relieve yourself of those issues like I have and that I'm still working on, and give you tools and solutions and ideas on how we can do this and how we can get to our own perceived success in however we want to define it. I don't want men out there to come up with excuses and to, no matter what they decide to do with their lives, avoid the elephant in the room, which is to overcome any unnecessary mental issues like anxiety, and to let you guys know that it is possible to change. It is possible to live a life where you are in control and you are seeing yourself in a positive light and you're not completely overwhelmed with unnecessary nervousness, and you see yourself in a positive light that helps you get what you want assertively in life. And I think that it's important as a duty for any man, no matter his age. You can be over 50. I think it's every man's duty, if you have some kind of unnecessary anxiety, to work on that. And we will talk about how that is possible through this channel, how I have done it and how I'm continuing to do it and how I'm helping other guys do it. There are many ways to make this work for you guys. So at its heart, every man, what I'm saying is every man should be able to go out into the world and approach anyone they choose to, whether it be a good-looking girl or another man in a gym or another potential mentor or a client. Every man should have in his arsenal the ability, the confidence to approach someone, even if they feel a bit nervous. What I'm talking about is doing it without that overwhelming, unnecessary anxiety. Everyone, every man, every woman, but really I'm focusing on the men for this one. Every man, it's his duty to be able to do that. It's his duty to be able to interact confidently with new people, to go to a networking event and not be terrified of it. Even if he needs a bit of courage, like all of us do, you'll be surprised at how many other people that you think are confident are actually terrified initially, but are able to get through it. They're able to say to themselves, okay, this is something I have to do. I don't really want to do it, but I know that I need to do this in order to further my career and expand my empire and to build my wealth. And even if you choose, as I say, to go galt, to get off the grid and to not interact with society, which is, I don't blame a lot of you guys for doing that, I think it's still your duty to not live that quiet, gnawing desperation, that lack of fulfillment that's going to come no matter what you do, because you know that you haven't overcome that, and you know that you don't have that superpower of being able to approach a stranger in the street, a good-looking girl, whoever you want, and be able to interact with them and hold a conversation without, blanking out and fainting. So that's just a little hint at where I want this channel to go, at least on one of the avenues along which we'll traverse. And as I said, I don't want to start being someone's therapist and start going on about how miserable and negative and focusing all the bleak, dark stuff that I think doesn't help. I think it's important to focus on the positive, and I think it's important to get yourself out there and desensitize. So that's what my program's going to help with, and to focus on what we can do and how we can really start re-exploring and redefining and relocating that confident person, that confident version of ourselves that is in there. And I can assure you that person is there. So do not give up. Don't come up with the excuse that allows you to sidestep the issue that needs tending to. And I think social anxiety is a growing problem, and I think it's a very urgent issue for a lot of us, and live much better, fulfilling, richer, masculine lives in knowing how to address that. So that's it from me. Hope that made sense. I hope that you're with me on this journey, and if you want to hear more about this kind of stuff and you want to know about what are some of the positive ways we can push ourselves forward, and this is going to be for anyone, so this isn't just for you guys who've got anxiety, this is for all kinds of men who want to make the most of their lives in this crazy clown world that we're living in at the moment. What we can do to build our businesses, what we can do to make better relationships, all of that good stuff I'm going to be talking about. Business, confidence, this is the place to hear more about that. So do subscribe, do like if you like this, do share this with another friend of yours who would also benefit from this. Send me some feedback, I'd love to hear comments, and I will see you in the next video.